Yes, this is an absolutely true story. I wrote it down exactly as it was told to me. The setting sun made his hair glow an even deeper red, and his freckles stand out on his pale skin like the spots on a ladybug. Angus Milktwist was not cut out to be a cowboy. He knew it, everyone knew it. He was not big enough. He was not strong enough, hard enough, but he never lacked for work. The word was out, hire Angus, you will not regret it. Because for some reason, the cows loved him. They would turn when he did, stop when he did, follow him anywhere. A cattle drive with Angus in front never lost a cow or had a stampede. This, however, was the time of day when Angus's popularity became a bit of a nuisance. Angus could not camp with the other cowboys. He could not sit at the campfire telling lies and stories and bawdy jokes. He had to be out with the cows. Someplace a bit higher than them so he would not get trod on. Usually he ended up sleeping on his horse in the middle of the herd. Once he tried to camp with the other hands, but the cows flattened the fire, trying to be near him. Then they flattened the coffee pot. It was a full week before they were able to get a replacement. All the cowboys took to chewing coffee beans and glaring at Angus to stay awake. So Angus and the cows communed under the stars. It was quiet, dusty, and warm in the middle of the herd. All those bodies ruffling and shifting muffled the outside noises, so he was surprised to hear a voice at his hip. Even more so as the cows usually got alarmed when anyone other than Angus walked through them. Yet they were calm and kept on ruffling and shifting. He could not understand the words she spoke, but he assumed she was a local Indian. It was odd for anyone to be out at this time of night, even odder for a woman, and odder still as he did not think they were near any villages. The moonlight reflected off her eyes like cats in a dark room lit by a candle. Her hair hung down past her shoulders, and he had the fleeting impression that she wore no clothes. Then he realized he must be dreaming. There was no way that a beautiful Indian woman would be talking to him in the middle of a herd of cattle in the middle of the night. She spoke again and put her hand on his thigh. What a real dream, Angus thought. I can feel her hand as sure as day. Then he realized that now he could understand her. What is your name, spirit? She said to him. I have not seen your kind before. I am not a spirit, I am a man, Angus replied. Why do you think I am a spirit? I can see you. You are a spirit. You have an animal soul, but are man-shaped. You are not coyote, I know his smell. You are not crow or turtle or deer. I have never seen horns so large on any spirit. Angus did not know how to reply. This was the strangest dream. But as she said horns, he felt a weight on his head, as though large horns were there. As he turned his head, he could feel them cutting the air. He dismounted from his horse so as to get a better look at this strange woman. But his height barely changed. He still towered over her and had the feeling of 4 legs instead of 2. She took his hand in her hand that was not human, but fur and feather and scale. A word came to his mind, ancient and lost. Auroch. He was Auroch. How had he forgotten? The plains became woods, cold and brittle and far away. The path on which he stood was as wide as the spread of his horns. This was his forest. He was the Ancient One, the god of the cattle, gone from this earth for many years. He was painted on the dim walls of distant caves. He was a fierce prey with sharp horns aimed forward, a barrel chest, and long, slender legs. He was far from his old world, but this was his new one. He bellowed in his spirit voice and was on the prairie once more. The cows shifted and went back to sleep. In this new world, cattle were not hunted to extinction. Cattle was king, and he was their god. The next morning, Angus's horse with empty saddle was still in the middle of the herd. Hoof prints as large as dinner plates cut deeply into the turf, heading towards the mountains and then faded away. Smaller, lighter footprints that could not quite be identified accompanied them. Angus became a story told late at night at the campfire